gonna get the penta kill for Ricky.
Holy knocked out.
Crash. Zephyron clapping absolutely everyone in that fight. Coming through for Barlow, the man, the myth, the legend. FaZe here getting up this fight. Was out on Fez with nice ult.
Welcome back, everybody, to our broadcast today. We are joined with John. I'm Kaylee, and today we are going to go back to this League of Legends team against
St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose.
We're against St. Ambrose, and it looks like it's just going to be a best of one game today. Anyone that you're excited to see playing?
I mean, Barlow popped off in the last game, so I'm excited
I
to see
know.
what he has this one. Just for context, St. Ambrose, definitely looking like going to be a St. Clair win. They are a little bit lower ranked than St. Clair, but still should have a competitive game. It's the last game in preseason, so maybe we'll see something cool and experimental, like Janice might top.
You need to stop with that.
I want to see
you need
it.
To stop.
It's so interesting.
Okay,
I want to see it.
It's
I want to
gross.
see it before it gets nerfed, though, because it's gonna get nerfed. I want to see it before it gets
Go
nerfed.
play ranked at home.
Oh,
That's all you
I've
gotta
already
do.
played against it in ranked, and it just didn't work out so well. So maybe we'll see a good one. But regardless, St. Clair, last game of the preseason. I mean, for me, looking at the whole preseason, I've seen Fresh look pretty okay. His Leeson looked pretty good. Obviously, he did struggle in that game, but there's a 5-0 Ivern, so
For sure.
not much you can do about that one.
5-0 Ivern. It's definitely a problem.
Yeah, I don't know what you can do about that. That's unfortunate. But I mean, for me, I think Phase 2 has looked pretty confident in the support role. I don't think he's looked better on engages than I think he's looked on enchanters. I think his enchanters
sure.
have been a little bit more of a struggle. And I think definitely going to be a little bit of getting used to. I think even on Drakon, definitely limit testing in that game.
Hey, but the limit testing worked out, so
It's true. It did. He had some good engages there.
yeah.
And we are going to be getting into draft in just a couple minutes here. But, I mean, for me, looking at the regular season coming up, what are your expectations for St. Clair?
For the entire season overall?
For the entire season overall in the
Oof.
NECC. Based on, context of the fact that they made it to finals last
sure.
semester.
I definitely expect them in finals, 100%.
All right.
We're definitely high up there with the other schools, but I am still... It's always like a 50-50 with everybody, because you don't know what else they're going to pull out. It's always a new meta, new season. It's going to be hard.
And I think they did end up losing E-Hug after last semester, so it is definitely
Sadly.
a change. He definitely was a very good jungler.
We
but
miss you, E-Hug.
we do. Regardless, I think Fresh has been a decent substitute. Hopefully, he can go into the regular season. He's going to mesh a lot better. I think, I don't know about Ricky and E-Hug had some really good chemistry. Fresh has looked pretty good in a couple of spots, has a little bit struggled. He's playing, I find, a lot more towards bot lane, towards Barlow and FaZe.
Yeah.
In a lot of these games. So it's interesting to see how, kind of mentality of the team has changed to go from that top lane focus with Ricky down to the bot lane and just kind of let Ricky do his own thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic changes throughout the season.
I definitely feel like Ricky is more than capable of handling himself.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have that little extra push from the jungler, but playing with Fresh, whenever I'm just with a group of friends at home, he's always playing that jungler who can just go in, tank everything, and manage to get a triple kill for no reason.
There were so many times in that game too where he was getting it with a sliver HP. He knew
exactly
how much damage he
it's
could
always
do.
what he does. It's like his little...
He just knows. He just knows that 200 HP limit that he's
sure.
going to. But here we are getting into draft here in game number 2 of the day and the last game of the preseason for NECC before we hop into that regular season in the winter semester.
I am definitely curious to see what the bans are going to be. I'm always surprised that everybody targets Ricky. We are going to see another Karma ban, just like the last round, which honestly, I haven't been keeping up with the seasons. Broke my wrist. Not a very fun time, but does he play Karma?
He does play Karma. He's played it a couple of times. It looked pretty decent for him so far, but it hasn't been super strong. I think the reason that you ban Karma out is that you want to go towards Caitlyn Lux, because a lot of the time your answer for Caitlyn Lux is the Ezreal Karma, right? It's really one of the only options that can outshove the Caitlyn Karma, or not Caitlyn Lux, and it can harass them a lot more than other bot lanes are. So if you want to go towards the Caitlyn Lux, typically you ban out the Karma so they can't go for that Ezreal Karma, and then you pick the Caitlyn force the other team to either pick Lux or allow it to go through, and then you end up getting on the second rotation.
For sure. We do also see the Xin ban, and then we also see Kiana and TF. Kiana, I don't understand what else you need to do to this champion to not make her strong anymore, but it makes me mad.
Yeah, the one-shot potential is ridiculous on that champion. We haven't seen too much of it, though. Surprisingly, it has looked very, very strong when it's been played, but I mean, it is very situational. But we are going to see the Caitlyn ban, actually, from St. Ambrose, so surprising that they would take that out despite banning the Karma, but I guess maybe they want to go for something
Hear me
else
out,
entirely
though.
in the ball lane.
You already know my opinion on Caitlyn, so I'm happy.
Okay. You want to see another Jinx? Is that what you're saying? I'm expecting to see a Jinx in this game right now.
When do you think I'm not gonna want Jinx?
Well, you got your hope right there. First pick.
Wait, but it's not St. Clair though.
It is.
It's okay.
Ambrose.
I get to see Jinx. I'm happy.
That's all that matters is you get to see Jinx. But yeah, Thresh is gonna be the other bandit for St. Clair, and Jinx will be the first pick up for St. Ambrose. So we'll see what St. Clair decides to answer with. Most likely will be the Ezreal. He's kind of the other one. You can also draft the Jhin. A pretty good answer into the Jinx
for sure.
Well, kind of the only. There aren't a ton of viable options. Those really are the only two. We've seen a Varus here, a Kalista there, but it hasn't really been anything too big. And there's the Varus actually.
How many more champs are you gonna call, right?
I don't know. Maybe
who's your next bet on?
The next bet.
Next bet.
I think we're gonna see a Tom Kench, Viego.
Now I do know. Sorry.
No, I do know. Go ahead.
That Viego is one of Fresh's favorite junglers to play. He is very, very strong overall, but sadly he isn't that good in the meta right now. But I feel like if he plays it right, he'll be able to stomp it, no problem.
Yeah, low-key, I feel like he's a lot of junglers' favorite champions to play just because it's that...
Yeah.
The fact that you get to change into another champion, make a crazy play on that champion
it's
so satisfying. It's like I change into the Blitzcrank and I hook someone big, and it's like, well, I just...
You don't get to play one champ, you get to play...
Well, no, you get to play them all, but I'm saying when you transform and you get to make a crazy play from another thing, it's feeling good.
For sure.
Volibear is going to be the pick for St. Ambrose that can be flexed in the jungle or in the top lane, so we'll see where that goes in just a second, but... I think you're saying Viego right now in the meta isn't very good because his Sunder got nerfed. His crit got buffed a little bit, but it hasn't really been too much of a help. His shield got nerfed as well.
That's what I thought.
So he's been, and he specifically got a little bit of a nerf as well a couple patches ago. So he hasn't really been that strong in the meta, but again, it is one of those champions that you can pick where, yes, it isn't going to be necessarily strong in the meta, but if you can play it properly, if you know your rotations well, you can still have a really big impact with that champion.
Yeah, and then we are going to see the Victor. I know that the patch just came out. I haven't read the notes yet, but Victor, I feel like, is still really, really strong.
I don't think he actually got touched in the patch.
I wouldn't be surprised because it seems like all the champions from Arcane are still extremely strong.
It's true. So the Arcane buff is still active, and we did see a nerf to Corki, which is why we are going to see the Azir here as the answer.
Then that proves our point.
It's true.
Arcane buff. Let's go.
Lulu and Rakan going to be the bans. Besides, looks like support will be the next target for both of these teams. I'm expecting to see another Enchanter ban here. Not quite sure who that's going to be. Looks like, no, it's going to be Braum, actually, in the bot lane.
Braum is actually a good ban here. I'm not entirely sure if that's someone that the other team plays, but Jinx and Braum are also a very, very good combo. Jinx is kind of just good with any kind of CC because as long as it lets her put down her traps in time, then it's basically a free kill for her. And especially in bot lane where you have two people, you get one kill, you get excited, then you sprint to the next person and they're dead.
Yeah. It is going to be Leona as the final ban, and we are going to see the Blitzcrank. So Blitzcrank Varus, a very interesting pairing in the bot lane. Not something we see typically, and not something we've seen out of FaZe throughout the entire preseason. So it should be very interesting. I don't mind the pick. I just don't think you're going to find anyone optimally to actually hook because you can't hook the Jinx, you can't hook the Victor, but Jinx going to have a decent amount of mobility. Victor, if he has flash up, going to be pretty hard to kill, and especially with that Alistar coming in, I'm going to make it even tougher to find a good target to hit with your hook.
This is definitely going to be an interesting game because their team is extremely tanky right now. And I do say extremely tanky, not just because of the Volibear and the Alistar, but also because of the Victor. He goes Shattered Queen and just builds a little bit more health, and all of a sudden he's unkillable. And then we even see the Orin pick.
I could see, okay.
So it's going to be
I'm not going to say it.
You're not going to say it.
This would be the perfect time to pick Janus Smite top. I'm going to say, because you have the Orin top, and the one pro play game that it has been in so far, it was an Orin top, and they played the Janus Smite top, bounced between two lanes, and that's how they won. Is they just ignored the Orin, let him farm, get plates, do whatever. It didn't matter because he's a straight tank. We are going to see what the answer is going to be. Possibly looking for a Darius. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, or maybe a Gwen. It is going to be the Sylas, though, and I mean, there's a lot of really good ults that you can take from St. Ambrose right now. The Orin ult for the engage, the Alistar ult. One of the best in the game for Sylas because it gives him 50% damage reduction. It makes him very, very tanky for those engages as well. You have the Volibear ult, which means you can dive turrets. So a lot of really good options. Again, St. Clair going with this not really amazing frontline comp. really have just the Blitzcrank. That's your only front line in this one. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of front line from St. Ambrose. Just a lot of peel. Try and allow this Victor and Jinx to put out a ton of damage.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a interesting and intense game going on. I wonder, do you think the Varus is going to go AP, crit,
I don't know.
lethality?
You have a lot of flexibility. I think
do.
the thing is you have the scaling Azir and you
Mm-hmm.
have the Viego who does percentage HP. So you're not kind of forced to go that crit build. So you can kind of flex. I think you have a pretty good balance of both. I think the fact that you have an AP mid and top laner though means you kind of have to go for the AD route. So
For
I'm
sure.
expecting. It's hard to say though because like building lethality is great and all, but the problem is you have a Volibear, you have an Alistair, you have an Orange. So like if you build lethality, yeah, in the early game you're going to be doing a lot of damage, but like you get past 30 minutes, you're basically 100% relying on your Zir to do all
Yeah.
the damage in these fights.
Now, have you heard of the new build for Orin? I think it's a new build. I'm not 100% sure.
Which build?
Chemtech?
For who?
Orin.
Chemtech Ornn?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Okay, I played against it and I'm traumatized, dude.
It was
That's how
it's an
terrifying this
interesting
is.
one. I think. I mean, it would help, and Chemtech is pretty strong. It did get slightly nerfed last patch, but I could see it a possibility. I mean, we had last patch. We had
Akali.
Chemtech Akali. That traumatized me. I played that in
Really?
ranked. It's like Tryndamere. It's like Tryndamere, right? Where you buy 3 Rejuve beads, so no matter what poke
Oh,
you do, it
yeah.
doesn't matter. And then they get the Chemtech, and you sit there in lane. You're like, what doesn't matter what damage I do.
For
They
sure.
heal up to full, and then when they go in on me, there's nothing to stop them because they have Chemtech, so they activate it, and they're just running at me full speed, and there's no escape. So
Mhm.
definitely should be interesting to see what build he goes. I'm assuming he's going to go the typical Glacial Winter build because that's normally what you would go. Into the Sylas, it should be interesting, though. I don't really know how that matchup is, to be honest. I don't really see too much Sylas top anymore. So, I mean, we could even possibly see the Sylas go mid against the Vector and then Azir go top against the Ornn, where he would kind of just get the free farm,
For sure.
which wouldn't be a bad idea either. So, we'll see. Maybe they want to flip-flop it, but I want to see where this Blitzcrank ends up making his first move because I think that's going to be really pivotal in how the early game plays out.
For sure. Do you think we'll see? I don't think we'll see an invade. I was just gonna ask, but I
Really?
don't think so. They're way too tanky, even though,
I
it's
mean,
just level 1.
I think they'll go for an invade, and then if they hook the Jinx or the Victor, it could be really, really good. If you can blow one of those flashes early, it'd be huge. I guess if you hook one of the tanks, especially Alistair, it might not be the greatest thing, but I definitely think it's possible to go for an invade here. You have the Blitzcrank, so you have the option to do it. You
For
kind
sure.
of feel like you want to take advantage of it. Maybe go for a cheeky buff steal.
Ooh.
That is one of the most annoying things when you're playing jungle and there's a Blitzcrank in the game and you're just trying to get that last auto attack on the buff and
Yeah.
Blitzcrank hook over the wall, other jungler smites it, and you lose that entire buff, and you have to go to the other side of the river to try and get your. It's the worst thing ever. So it'd be interesting to see if they go for something like that as well.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting game, to say the least. And honestly, I feel like it's going to be backwards now. If St. Ambrose can hold out until the late game, they might just take
I think
it.
I think if they get to late game, it's going to be really, really hard for me to see any kind of way St. Clair can win a fight. The one good thing they have going for them, yes, they don't have a necessarily big front line, but because you picked the Sylas with the Alistair in the game, he can turn into that front line, right? He takes the Alistair ult, gets 50% less damage done to him, and he can just walk in front line against this Jinx and the Victor, and can actually go for some kind of big engage. So that's the only real thing they have going for him. But again, it's just not your traditional comp, and I think if it gets to that late game, they are really going to struggle into this 3 tank 2 hyper carry comp.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm wondering how well the Viego's going to go in, but we are going to end up going into the game, and we already see the pings on the map getting ready for the invade and to protect the invade. Looks like St. Ambrose is going to do the 5-point start, and looks like St. Clair is going to plan and go in.
Trying to figure out, oh, that's the Blitzcrank. I was wondering what in the world those things were. They were the cats. Oh, they're going to see this coming. He not going to land. Flash hook, not going to get Alistair there. I don't know how Balloon Pants managed to dodge that one, but is able to get away there, and that was a close one.
Dodge out of pure luck. But it does look like they're just going to try and protect the invade just in case they do go in again. It doesn't look like Blitz has Hex Flash.
Interesting choice. I totally would have thought he would have gone for the Hex Slash there on the secondary, but he has opted to go with Aftershock, and you can't see what the other ones is. But yeah, it's very interesting you wouldn't go for Hex Slash. Typically, any of the hook champions, you always go for a Hex Flash with them because it gives you the possibility of popping out of a bush, being able to find those unexpected hooks. So FaZe opting to just go with the Aftershock. Not going to have Flash available now for the first couple minutes of the game.
Now that's going to be a little bit rough because that means that Alistar can get a free engage. And it is the Blitzcrank, so luckily he does have a little bit more health than the ADC. But even then, it's still really risky, so they might have to just play back for a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how this top lane matchup goes. We already have Ricky feeling confident, starting with the Dark Seal 2, or Dark Seal pot.
I didn't even notice.
So that's definitely one of those Chad moments where you just completely say, okay, you know what? I'm going to win this lane, and there's nothing you can do about it. So Ornn going to have to watch his back for that one. But I definitely feel like Ornn, if you fight Ornn early on in the game, he actually does a surprising amount of burst damage, especially if he lands the Qs and the grass proc autos. So
yeah,
Sylas still going to have to be pretty careful how he plays around it. Volibear looks like, and both junglers actually look like they're going to be going for a full clear here. No early game shenanigans going on just yet.
Yeah, all we see is just some folks here and there in every lane. Even on both sides, to be honest. But one thing that I did notice just now, Varus has brought lethal tempo.
So
instead of Dark Harvest.
Maybe going for that crit build, gonna go for some scaling damage. And I think it's, I mean, any build on him can be flexible. He isn't exactly the strongest champion right now. Ricky gonna take the auto to the face though. A lot of damage.
I do think that Varus is gonna try and go Kraken Slayer here, just to try and like hold back those tanks as much as possible. And we see Ricky trying to go in with the E. He does land it. Ornn goes unstoppable, and he takes a charge shot and has to back off right away.
Yeah, I was surprised if Ornn flash Q'd there. He actually ends up killing the Sylas. So just didn't quite get that opportunity, unfortunately. But Sylas is going to be forced back here and use the TP. So important summoner spell already gone. And especially because it now scales with the game time, it will be a very, very long cooldown before he gets that one.
Yeah, for sure. We do see some more poke with the Azir onto the Victor. Nothing too major going on right now. Bot lane is at level 3. Looks like Ricky's going in again with the E and lands it. Hits off with the W, gets a lot of damage off. And Ornn ends up backing off just before he's able to get a kill off of him.
Yeah, Ornn does have the TP, so he can back and go for a reset, and it's a good thing he's doing it because,
Did you see a flash going in, knocking back the Blitzcrank, and the Volibear going in off the side? They know that the Blitz doesn't have flash. Jinx slows with her W, and it looks like Blitz is caught out here.
Still
maybe not. Heal? We do see the heal from Varus and another slow from Jinx. We'll see if Volibear can get his stun off in time. Puts down the slow. And they get out for free. Wow.
Yeah, I think they just a little bit of miscommunication there. They most likely should have sent either Alistar or Volibear onto either side of the tri-bush and not allowed him to push back towards his team. But I think the Volibear slow is also just a little bit off. So missed opportunity there, but they ended up blowing the heal from Barlow, so they did end up getting something out of it. But Alistar was forced to use Flash, so it doesn't have that engage tool next time they want to go for the regank.
Now the Jinx is out of mana now, so I think they are going to try and go for a recall here. We'll see what they end up building. Ricky's still trying to get in some damage as much as possible, just to try and keep the Ornn off the wave, which honestly, I understand. You do not want that Ornn to get any kind of little bit, like just a tiny bit strong. You don't want that. We do see the Alistar going in on here. On the Blitzcrank, we do see the stun and the knockup. He does end up getting first blood just before Fresh can come in and get the kill on him. They're going to try and go in, and they're going to get the stun off of Jinx. Uses flash, gets excited, and they got it back out before it's too late.
Fresh gonna have to walk away from this. Barlow did end up going down as well, so in the end, it's actually a 2-for-1 for the side of St. Ambrose. They get the advantage in that fight. Oh, Pray, you can run away from this one. No.
Oh no.
Ricky gonna get that one and is gonna go up, get 2 stacks on that Dark Seal as well.
Now, Dark Seal is always a weird item to start, in my opinion. It's just such a 50-50 that's not worth.
It's not 50-50 if you're confident, though. That's the whole point of it, right? Is
yeah,
the fact
but sometimes I can get too overconfident, so I'm scared.
Ricky knows exactly how confident he needs to be, though. He did find that solo kill. Now has that advantage. Most likely going to back here, pick up a couple of Amp Tomes.
For sure.
He will be up significantly on this Ornn. Ornn, just 2 Ruby Crystals. Wasn't able to buy any of the magic resists, which definitely, I think, for me, I would have really liked to see him go for double magic resist here instead of buying those pink wards. I think you definitely would have been a lot better in lane just because he is going to be able to harass you with that Q poke. I think you do kind of want to get that, I forget what that flame item is called, the actual Bammy Cinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get the Bammies so that you can't get that DPS when he goes for the engage on you. But at the same
For
time,
sure.
I think the fact that the Q poke is going to hurt you so much, you need to get that magic resist.
Yeah, we do see Alistar waiting in the bush, trying to go on the blitz here. We'll see if he's able to get it off. But honestly, I don't think it's going to work out for them. We do see that Jinx already has Noon Quiver though, which is a big buy for her. We do see Ricky going in and landing the stun on him. Orin tries to use his Unstoppable Force to try and get out. Fresh is coming around the corner, and they do end up stunning the Orin again, getting a free kill, and coming out with no issues.
Yeah, I think definitely there Orin could have won that if Fresh wasn't in the area, but good engage there. Fresh ends up picking up the kill, now 2-0 on this Viego. Early game looking pretty good here for St. Clair, able to find kills in a couple of lanes. Again, like you said,
Now we
Quiver
do
and bot.
see the Alistar knocking up and the Blitzcrank knocking up each other. Jinx tries to cut him off, but he flashes over the traps luckily and gets away. Honestly, people don't expect Jinx traps to have so much, like, cause so many problems, but they do.
You gotta walk around. It's like a Caitlyn trap, so you don't see them, you don't think about them too much. But then when you end up landing on one, it's the worst thing in the entire world.
Yeah, for sure. Here's a fun fact: back when I first started playing League and I was learning her, I thought you could walk in between them. I thought you could.
Traps?
Yeah, I thought you could walk in between the Jinx traps.
You can't walk in between Jinx traps?
Please tell me you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I've never, well, realistically, I've never tried it, but like, there's
No,
that
you can't
little
walk between
space,
them.
so like, I always thought maybe you could.
We do see the Alistar going in for a gank. Xerath ults him into turret and manages to get a little bit of damage off, but Volibear ults in and stuns and gets a free kill for their Victor.
That's the thing with Volley. Disables the turret, you get a free dive, and that is going to be a kill onto Zephyr there. They actually got him right on that flash timing. It is coming back up just now, so it was about 10 seconds later on that gank. Would have been able to flash out, would have been able to escape it, but really good job. Good roam timing by the Alistar, and Volibear able to find that kill, and it turned into a Rift Herald as well. So small advantage that St. Clair got in that early game has now pretty much been erased by a good gank in mid.
Very, very good plays by St. Ambrose right now. I'm very, very impressed. They did end up picking up Drag, and they did pick up Rift as well. Where do you think they're going to drop the Rift this time?
I think you kind of wait for this game to play out, see where you get an advantage. You can find another solo kill in the mid lane. You probably want to drop it there, try and get this Victor even further ahead. And again, the mid laner for the side of St. Ambrose has picked up a farm lead on Zephyr. Ooh. Barlow gonna find that kill.
That happened so quick I couldn't even commentate.
Yeah, that was one of the thing in blitz hooks, right? If you can find a good engage with it, there's just no way to get out, no escape, and Barlow gonna claim that kill. But yeah, I was saying this is the second game Zephyr down already 12 CS here in the early game. Just hasn't really been as proficient in farm as we're used to.
Maybe he's having an off day.
Yeah, that could be that too. Maybe just relaxing. It's preseason. It's not super serious right now, but again, it is still a competitive game. You still want to try and do your best. Maybe he's trying out Azir too.
The one thing that you did say about the Rift being dropped mid, I kind of disagree with that because the Azir passive, he can just create the turret again.
It's true. But it doesn't last very long. It's only... I feel like Azir turret is kind of a bait because every time he puts it up, it's like a pass. It's like, see, Corki package passive is the same cooldown, but I think Corki package has a way bigger effect than an Azir turret does. So I think that's why I feel like it's kind of overrated. Because you can just back off of it and yeah, okay, you're gonna lose a few minions. Ooh, looks like an engage here in bot. Maybe not.
We'll see. Fresh goes in with a stun on Alistar. Alistar ult, gets a knock up on the Blitzcrank, tries to focus the Viego in time.
Ooh.
Azir with a nice ult to push Alistar
that's a big knock up.
Wow.
Zephyr gonna claim the Loon Pants there. Shtaga Krasi gonna claim Zephyr back. The trade's coming through for both sides. Fresh gonna pick up the Volibear there. They're gonna find Jinx on the backline as well. Volley gonna go in, or sorry, Fresh on the backline there. Gonna pick up the double kill. And I got baited there. I thought that was the Volibear. I got baited, but 402 now on this Viego. Definitely a fight I thought was gonna be in St. Ambrose's favor with a really good engaged knockup from the Alistar, but somehow Fresh started. Once you get that reset of Viego, it's just like nothing you can do.
I did not realize how much damage that Victor ulti would do immediately the second that it hit the ground. We do see the Azir is TPing top, just to, I'm assuming, swapping lanes for now, just to fix up the waves a little bit so they're easier for everybody else. And let's take a look at the items.
Right now, we do see the Gale Force picked up for the Varus. Definitely
That's definitely
an
interesting.
interesting choice.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. I thought I would see Kraken.
Yeah, it's definitely... Typically, you see either the Kraken or you see like a Dustblade for lethality or something along those lines. Definitely not. I guess he does want the extra escape from the Alistair, from the Volibear as well. But I guess it is always nice to have that extra dash, but realistically, I feel like against this team, you kind of need to have that shred because they're going to get so tanky. Their front lane is going to be so hard to deal with. I feel like he's going to end up going to that mid game. He's not going to be nearly as powerful.
For sure. They are going to draw off the Rift bot lane, and they are going to try and fight them off as much as they can, knowing that... Oh, Victor was the one who came around. I thought that was Fresh for a moment. So we do see the Blitz getting caught out here. Varus tries to go in and gets a free kill on Volley in the meantime and tries to kite out everybody as best as he could. Jinx is running at him, tries to fire W, and gets him with the ulti. That was a great play on Jinx.
Fight still going on though. Shutdown going to go onto the Viego. Zephyr trying to run away to his turret. All going to come through. Not going to catch anyone though. He's going to have to walk away. Level up going to come through. They're going to chase him out. They have a ward there. Oh, Flash going to come onto him. Balloon Pants going Chad mode in top lane. Ornalt going to come through. Going to get the knock up onto Ricky. Ricky, a big heal from that W though. Prey going to be down low HP. Everfrost going to come through and he will claim that kill. So Ricky picking up another couple stacks on the Darkseer.
Now I'm going to be honest. I genuinely did not know which Orin ulted first.
Yeah, I think it was the other. I thought it was Ricky that did it, but it was the other Orin that did it, and then Ricky did it after. So
they are going to pick up another Drake here. So now they do have Ocean and Hex Tech, and we're going to see what the map is going to turn into. Cross fingers for Eternal. It's Cloud.
What do you mean? Cloud's the best soul.
No! Do you want damage or do you want
I like ult
running?
Cooldown. Ult cooldown is always better.
If I'm playing Lux, yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's very conditional, but 8 to 10, the kills now. Gold pretty much even. Only 400 difference between these two teams. A really big shutdown there for Jinx onto the Viego, though. That was the big bounty on the map. And now the big bounty going to be on Jinx. 3, 2, and 4. So St. Clair maybe looking to claim that one. But a pretty good fight there. And I mean, honestly, I thought that was going to go way more heavily in St. Ambrose's favor. They did find 3 kills, but I definitely thought, ooh, Flash.
We do see the flash on the Blitzcrank, the knock-up and the pull and the silence. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up the kill here, but we can't because of turret.
Yeah, I think Zephyr went in there hoping his ult would be up, but unfortunately was not the case. So forced to back up here.
We do see Barlow pushing for turret here. He's playing a little bit greedy with the Orin. We do see Ricky going in on the Alistar though.
Blitzcrank coming up to support as well. He does have the Alistar. Ooh, he lands the chains there. Gonna look like he wants to activate this Alistar ult. He does, gets knocked out, but it doesn't matter. Alistar's gonna go down here in just a second.
Amazing. Ricky always just has those top tier plays.
And it's funny because they keep being confident enough to go fight him, and then every single time he just pushes him away, ends up winning the fight. Now, 9 stacks on the Dark Seal for the Silas in the top lane.
One more.
We want, well, maybe, you know what? Do you think he goes for the full item? Do you think he goes for those 25 Magi stacks?
I mean, he is the carry at the moment in the game.
He is 3-0-3.
But I feel like it would be a little bit risky.
Like FaZe just eating the ward for fun there. give it a good knock up there.
Hey, the skin is cute.
It's true.
Abuse the animations while you can.
It's true. Now, Rift Herald going to go down here. St. Clair going to claim that one. In a pretty good spot right now. They are up a little bit of gold. They do have Ricky and Fresh there pretty decently ahead in gold. You see already a 2.5k, almost 2.5k difference in the top lane there. Jungler up about 1,000 as well. So advantage there for them. Unfortunately, bottom half is St. Ambrose. They do have a pretty significant lead, 800 in that mid lane as well as about 500 in the bot lane. As well as Alistair actually about 800 ahead in the support role.
This is definitely going a lot more interesting than I thought. I didn't. Do you remember who got the Viego shutdown? Was it Jinx?
I think it was Jinx, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. She does have Gale Force, and she actually bought the stopwatch.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really effective because the next big fight they're going to want to take is going to be this 3rd dragon. For St. Clair, they're only at 2. They're at 0 dragons. St. Ambrose at 2 already. Yes, it is Cloud. It isn't the most exciting or impactful dragon, but you still want to fight to not get on that dragon, on that soul point. Ooh, stopwatch can come through really early though. He's in that W. We'll be able to walk
There they
out.
go. Blitz is trying to look for a good hook on the Alistar. Alistar goes into the Blitz. We do see the Orin ulti and the Jinx ulti synced up together, including the Victors, which I didn't even notice for. Everybody's going down, dropping like flies. Alistar ends up getting the shutdown off of Silas. And here they are trying to kite as much as possible. They do pick up the kill on Orin. And someone did pick up the shutdown on Jinx, but I couldn't follow with who it was.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch it either. But in the end, it is 3 for 3 across the board. Pretty even fight, I'd say. I think St. Clair were a little bit too fast there on that fight. They ended up when Ricky had a nice flank from behind, but unfortunately, like just essentially the jungler and the AD, or not the AC, the top laner got one shot before anything even happened.
Yeah.
When Silas comes in at the end there, it's 2 people already down. Your Blitzcrank is down. Like there's not really much you can do in that fight. They do end up trading back pretty well, but the other key too was the fact that Silas went in. He couldn't re-engage. He was waiting for his ignite to come down because I forget who had the ignite. I think it was Alistar ignited him, so he couldn't re-engage with the W because he wasn't going to get a lot of healing with it. So I think that was the key too, is the fact that as soon as he engaged, Alistar instantly ulted. Couldn't get that big healing.
Blitz is gonna hook the Jinx here and knock her up and instantly get a kill for Barlow. That's one of the things that like I love and I hate Blitzcrank for.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not fair.
Well, I mean, you just gotta dodge it, right?
Yeah.
And it was really good timing there. Gale Force was not up for about 10 seconds before that hook came through, so no real escape for that Jinx. No flash, no heal as well. Fighting bot though.
It does look like the Fresh is going to have to ult over the wall to try and escape everybody. Azir's trying to keep everybody back, as well as the Blitzcrank, but they are going to hook in the Volibear. Varus is going to ult and get a free kill off of him again. He is on a rampage now with a 450 gold bounty.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, is like if you're the side of St. Ambrose, you want to stay grouped together. Oh, never mind, I don't got time for
Alistar's
that.
going to flash in and get multiple knockups on the Varus, including the Jinx ult flying by. Honestly, I respect it because I do that way too much. I try and chaos all the way across the map for no reason.
Well, you gotta get all the gold on the ADC, right? That's the whole point.
You just have to look cool. That's all it is.
It's true, it does. Meanwhile, though, in the top lane, Silas does end up getting that turret. He did lose a couple of stacks there on the Dark Seal after getting shut down, but in the end, he got a couple back. Dragon gonna go over to St. Clair, so they will stop that soul point from coming up, and it was a good shutdown there. It did end up going towards the Ornn, not exactly the target you wanted on, but still, gold's gold.
Does look like they're trying to get the turret here, but they do have to back off because Fresh does have, he actually does do a lot of damage for what he has. He did go Bork first instead of Sunder?
Sunder, yes.
Yeah, I always say it wrong.
Divine Sunderer decided to go
Someone
for that.
said Tsundere to me once, and I was like, I think you're thinking of the wrong thing there, buddy.
Sunderer.
Tsundere?
I don't know about that one. That's definitely butchering it. Divine Sunderer. But yeah, interesting. He goes for the Bork instead of the Sunder. I mean, they both kind of serve the same purpose as shredding tanks. But I think Bork is the proper call here just because most of the time you're going to be fighting against the Alistar, against the Volibear, against Norn, like a super, super tanky front line. You want to be able to get those autos off. And I mean, realistically, you're probably going to end up winning those 1v1s a lot more if you're able to get a lot more healing value off of the constant hitting rather than just Divine Sunder giving you one big burst of healing, because it's going to be an extended fight. But he is going to be probably getting the Sunder next anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit weird. I honestly wasn't expecting that because in my mind, being an ADC main and a mid lane main, I always go the mythic first. So whenever I see someone who doesn't, I'm like, that looks weird. I don't like it.
No, there's a lot of, I'd say a lot of top laners, a lot of junglers, they don't go the mythic first. You go other items.
Is there a reason why?
Mythic. Your mythic value isn't amazing because a lot of the times, actually don't have time for it. Engage on top.
Do have an engage from the Alistar who gets a free kill on the Victor. Looks like he tried to knock him up over the wall, and Victor was just able to get all his damage out instantly.
Yeah, I was saying, so for top jungles, a lot of times, your items that you're getting first are auto attack based. So there's something like a Nashor's for someone like Gwen, or even like a Bork for someone like Viego, because they give you a lot more value on your auto attacks compared to the mythic items, right? Like for mythics, you don't really have like an attack damage based good item for the junglers, where you're healing. Like Sunder gives you a little bit of healing, but it's not really auto attack based, right? So a lot of times for like, especially early game for scuffling, a lot of auto attacks, but this is a really early Baron.
This is a very risky one too. With everybody being up, we do see that the Azir does have TP, which we do see coming in right away. And I'm interested
Oh.
to see how this ends up. The Ornn is going to try and get the ult off on the Blitzcrank to try and take him out of the fight. We do see the Varus ulti onto the Volibear and try and get a kill. They weren't able to. Ornn goes in and Alistar on the Varus. Azir has to jump around the corners, trying to get the Victor out, but can't get it early enough. We do see Sylas go in with the Volibear ulti and picks up a kill for Varus. We do see multiple kills coming down. And it looks like Sylas and Viego just take the entire fight.
See, for that fight specifically, I think Sinclair just way too far ahead in gold right now. You see the Sylas at 10 stacks and 3 items. Like, there's no way you're fighting him. Like, he is 4K, almost 5K after this Baron up onto this Ornn. But I think my thing was the fact that they started the dragon, right?
Yeah.
You saw double TP from both Sylas and Azir. You saw them on the waves. So at that point, you just call it. Say, okay, we want to reset. They back off. They force both TPs out.
Let's rewatch it
but
here.
instead they go for the engage here, and you're forcing a fight that you don't need to, right? At this point, yeah, you're getting a couple of kills onto Jinx, but the problem is this Viego is going to be 2 items. This top laner's 3 items now, 10 stacks on the dark. So like, unless you instantly are able to get a kill onto the ADC there, even onto the jungler, then maybe you have a chance. But because you aren't able to get that burst out in time, Sinclair can collapse on you. You have the Viego and the Sylas coming in from behind. You don't really have a good answer for it because your Jinx and your Victor just aren't fed enough to deal with it right now.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, the Sylas TP'd where the minion wave was top lane and the Azir was at mid turret, right?
Yep. He TP'd to the mid.
So it's easy in vision.
You know that they're there at this point. Instead of going for a desperation play, you really, I mean, yes, the goal difference was about 4K, 5K, which is significant, but it's not game ending, right? But I think, they're going to go for another engage here.
Try and ult him again, but ends up getting caught out by Volibear, and Azir picks up the kill from his turret.
Yeah, I think at this point, they are pretty down in gold, down almost 10K now. And at this point, you got to try and just do anything because you're so far behind. We are going to see the Medjai's purchase from the Sylas as well. You're just so far behind.
You see another hook onto the Ornn, and they are just going to take him out fast. Sylas goes in over the wall, tries to root the Jinx in, but isn't able to, but still picks up the kill using his passive. Goes in on the Victor, stuns him as well, and gets all the damage off.
Literally just 1v4ing right now. This is ridiculous.
Wow. I don't even need to commentate this.
No, this is ridiculous. Has a triple kill here. Doesn't land the E. Maybe goes for Penta. No, he's going to walk away. I thought he was going to go for a Penta kill there. He ends up getting 3 in a 1v3. And that's the thing, right? Is he got that Darksteel. He got solo kills in the top lane. You see he's at 22 stacks now on the Medjai's. No one on St. Ambrose is fed enough to deal with this Sylas right now. There's no one that can do anything against Ricky. And I mean, he is 9, 1, and 6, 22 stacks. They're going to end the game right here.
But I do respect the Ornn for trying to get in those ultis here and there. We do see the Azir going in and ulting 3 people towards his team, acing them again right before they are able to get the Nexus and end the game.
That is going to be the end of the preseason right there. St. Clair going 2-0 on the day. Able to defeat St. Ambrose in pretty dominant fashion, 24 minutes and 16 seconds in.
Beautiful.
That's exactly what we wanted to see. And for the last game of the preseason, I think really, really good job. They proved everything they needed to. Looking forward to the regular season. I like what they did today, and it's making me look forward to it.
I just have one request for the league team. Play Jinx and Lux more, please.
I would like to see them more. They are very strong right now.
They are. That's why I'm so happy.
Very high possibility to see them. But, I mean, overall, game actually was pretty even in the beginning. I think St. Ambrose did a really good job in that early game. But realistically, once that Sylas got unlocked on the map, there was just nothing they could do about it. They didn't have anyone who's fed enough to deal with him. He was at 2 items. He got top turret, full 600 gold, and then he got bot turret, full 600 gold. And after that, there was the dragon fight, there was a baron fight, and it was just over by then.
Yeah, that baron fight was they were trying to pull a risky play, and honestly, props to them for doing it because it was very interesting. They could have just left the fight, but respect for them trying to get in there and trying to pick up some more kills, just trying to change the game into their favor just a tiny bit. Yeah, but they played very well.
Their early game was pretty good. I think, again, it was just kind of that a couple of decision-making things in the mid-game they definitely struggled on. But other than that, pretty well played by them. But now that St. Clair's done in the preseason, we're looking forward to the regular season. I think they will perform very, very well. I think their preseason, they have performed excellently. They beat Bay State, which they lost to in the finals last semester. So looking forward to this semester. Hopefully they can do even better.
John, would you love to do me a favor right now?
Sure.
Would you like to tell our lovely viewers about a giveaway?
A giveaway.
A giveaway.
There's a giveaway?
There is a giveaway.
Oh, okay.
It has to do with Saints Gaming.
There it is. Twitch giveaway. So, 3,000 channel points. You can collect them by watching. You collect them by clicking on the little button beside the griffin at the bottom there. 50 points at a time. 3,000 of them. You can enter the Twitch giveaway. You get one entry per stream. You can enter as many times as you want. The drawing will be on February 28th at the end of the month, and the winner will get to select any Saints merch they want to, one piece of Saints merch, whatever you're feeling. So,
and let me tell you some other good things. If you don't want to do the giveaway for whatever reason and not get free clothing, you can just go out and buy yourself.
It's even easier. Saints merch, acquire.ca/Saints. Get yourself t-shirts, jerseys, jackets, sweaters, crew necks, flags, masks, anything that you can think of Saints wise, we got it. Acquire.ca/Saints.
I'll say it
once. You know what else they need to know about? Our sponsors.
Yes, we do. Our sponsors, we do have a Crunchyroll sponsor. You can go to crunchyroll.com/Saints and you can get a free 14-day premium trial. You can watch all the anime. You can do what I'm doing and binge watching Demon Slayer, probably my favorite one at the moment. It's just too good. So you can go over there and hit up the website for a free trial. We also have some other sponsors. We do have Tim Hortons, Subway, SRC, and yeah.
The Alumni Association, can't forget about them as well.
My bad.
That is going to be the last league we see of for St. Clair until the beginning of the regular season. And we have tomorrow we have CLOL continuing. St. Clair 2-0 right now. We are going to see them play their third game. Hopefully they can keep the roll going, keep the perfect season going, see some success there. So if you want to catch some more St. Clair Saints League of Legends action, 3 p.m. tomorrow right here on this stream.
I won't be here, but I think he will.
I will not be here either. It's going to be that man right over there that will
He's
be
over there in
casting.
the corner. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, come check us out tomorrow. We'll be here at 3 o'clock p.m. But that is going to be it for today. NECC preseason is over. St. Clair end up 2-0 on the day. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank
you. Have a wonderful Friday night, and see you soon. Go Saints.
On the Varus. Azir has to jump around the corners, trying to get the Victor out, but can't get it early enough. We do see Silas go in with the Volibear ulti and picks up a kill for Varus. We do see multiple kills coming down, and it looks like Silas and Viego just take the entire fight. Still picks up the kill using his passive. Goes in on the Victor, stuns him as well, and gets all the damage off.
Literally just 1v4ing right now. This is ridiculous.
Wow. I don't even need to commentate this.
No, this is ridiculous. Has a triple kill here. Doesn't land the E. Maybe goes for a penta. Oh, he's going to walk away. I thought he was going to go for a penta kill there. Going to end the game right here.
But I do respect the Orin for trying to get in those ultis here and there. We do see the Azir going in and ulting 3 people towards his team, acing them again right before they are able to get the Nexus and end the game.
That is going to be the end of the preseason.